You broke CNN's heart, Fredo, not to mention journalist ethics by using your contacts in the industry to try to dig up dirt on the women that your brother, the then governor of New York, had sexually harassed so that they could be smeared. But violating journalist ethics is a standard practice at CNN. It's a requirement. The problem is, you got caught.
And we have breaking news to report to you right now about CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. Chris Cuomo, we should point out, has now been terminated here at CNN. That's the latest breaking news about what's happening here at CNN. I want to go to CNN's Brian Stelter. Brian, obviously this is huge news, not only inside CNN, but for this industry. What can you tell us?
Yes, Chris Cuomo, one of the most popular anchors at CNN, one of the best-known names in television news, violated journalistic ethics and norms, not once or twice, but many times.
I'm gonna miss Fredo. Remember when he said that calling the self-described journalists at CNN fake news was just as bad as the N-word?
I see being called fake news as the equivalent of the N-word for journalists.
Fake news is the worst thing that you can call a journalist. It's like an ethnic disparagement. We all have these ugly words for people. That's the one for journalists.
Those were the days. Or when he said that only CNN pundits were allowed to read WikiLeaks documents because they were the media and you and I are strictly forbidden.
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
And who could forget his staged dramatic emergence from his basement quarantine last year after he was diagnosed with COVID? Even though we all knew that he was already running around town and harassing anybody who questioned him as to why he wasn't staying at home since he had the virus. Watching him lose his mind over every little thing that President Trump said sure did bring a smile to my face.
I hold rallies, and I tell you to ignore masks, and I rip mine off as I vanquish the virus because I am a leader. Fear not, COVID. What a bunch of bull.
Hey, watch your mouth, sir. I know it's a free-for-all over there at CNN, but I run a family-friendly show over here. Like all CNN employees, he regularly endorsed Black Lives Matter violence and Marxist terrorism.
Please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
And he also complained about President Trump raising the alarm about the growing anti-white hate crimes that the white farmers in South Africa were experiencing, being viciously attacked and murdered by, well, you know.
Mike Pompeo going back to North Korea again because we're trying to denuclearize.
Is he going there before or after he goes to South Africa to help out those white farmers? That the president mistakenly told people are being hunted down and killed and having their land stolen.
Deal was a smart thing because I think pulling
out. You don't
want
to talk about that? The South Africa tweet last night?
I want to talk about.
The media in America pretends that these kinds of things don't exist, and anybody who cares about this issue is branded a racist. But surprisingly, one story did slip through the editorial cracks over at Newsweek. A white farmer is killed every 5 days in South Africa, and authorities do nothing about it. I don't know if this is still happening over there, but there were certain groups of people that were upset that white people owned farms on land that they felt belonged to black Africans, so they would come and then kill them. President Trump pointed this out and said that he was going to try to help, and so of course he was called a Nazi. Let's not forget that time that somebody called him Fredo to his face, and then he flipped out and threatened to throw them down a flight of stairs. Of course, he didn't get fired for that because CNN loves inciting violence against Trump supporters. If he had only openly masturbated during a company meeting on Zoom like his colleague Jeffrey Toobin, then Fredo would still have a job. Hardest hit, however, is his special friend Don Lemon, who's going through some issues of his own. He's currently being sued by a man for allegedly sexually assaulting him when he was drunk in a bar. But Don Lemonhead has black and LGBT privilege, so he gets to keep his job. But he did cash in while times were good, making a reported $6 million a year. That's $500,000 a month. Doing a show 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, that's $25,000 a day. Even if he was only making half that, $3 million a year, which he easily was, that's over $12,000 a show. So in one day, he was making more money than most Americans do in an entire month. Being a servant of Satan with a silver tongue pays very well, obviously. So he's got more than enough money to live a luxurious lifestyle for the rest of his life over there in the Hamptons. But eventually he'll get bored and he'll end up doing what every mainstream celebrity and journalist is doing, and that's starting a YouTube channel. But unfortunately for us, YouTube has already disabled the dislike button. Something I'm sure everyone will like, however, is free shipping on any of my shirts from markdice.com this weekend in the US by using the promo code SANTA at the checkout. So it's time to stock up on your Let's Go Brandon shirts, your F. Joe Biden shirt, wanna buy a vowel, your Arrest Dr. Fauci shirt, and I brought Trump claws back for a limited time. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below, enter the promo code SANTA at the checkout to get free shipping in the US this weekend, and check them out.